Okay. Yo, welcome back to Real Talk. It's been a minute
Wow.
since we've been here. We recorded an episode 2 weeks ago, and the audios got really bad. So I decided I'm not going to upload that garbage. I might upload it later, but Andreas is still here. Mr. End of Man.
I'm alive. It was a
Yeah,
shame that we lost that last recording. It was really cool. It was a special moment for some guy. I feel more bad for some guy because that was like an archive of. I mean, we
yeah.
still have
I
the
mean, I
audio
could.
file, but it's only my
We
end
still have
really.
that. Yeah. I mean, I will. I may upload it one day, but it will more or less be a bonus than anything.
What we can do is, I mean, we can always try it again with Jimmy because Jimmy really wanted to like be there for
Oh
your
yeah,
for
I
it.
can learn.
Yeah,
I mean, we didn't even finish it though, so I mean, yeah.
yeah. Well, he's willing. We're talking in code just in case, like to add
Yeah,
suspense. Have them come
that's
back for more.
suspense. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But
that's how movies do it.
so we were kind of busy these past couple of weeks. I did a lot of IRL stuff with like music, and I still have to do it like this week and more and yada yada. But I did do a lot of music stuff this week. That's why I was so busy. But I don't know what you were doing, but yeah, I also
Uh,
been really busy too.
I've had a job promotion at my work, and so I've been
Ah,
working pretty much full time hours for the past since last recording.
oh
I've had
wow.
like no time for anything really, except the occasional like evenings that I'm on Minecraft, on the
Mhm.
hallway Minecraft server.
Oh Minecraft. Oh yeah, speaking of which, we have a hallway Minecraft server, and we have all been playing. I've played it like twice, and I haven't logged in since.
Yeah.
But I do have ideas that I want to do. It's just I have to get the motivation to do it because I do have a controversial opinion. I'm not the biggest Minecraft guy anymore. I used to be really big in the game, but I've burnt out from whenever I played it a shit ton as a wee lad.
Rocco has the exact same
Issue.
take on it. Pretty much, it's just
Yeah,
he's tired of the one dimension. In his own words, he's tired of the one dimensional additions to it. I personally don't
I
mind it.
pers- I agree with him completely.
I,
Oh,
I
one moment.
Yeah, no problem. Hey guys, Andreas here. If you notice me sniffling, maybe hear the remnants of me blowing my nose, or maybe a little bit of a
Oh,
wheeze or a cough, it's because I'm suffering from really bad seasonal allergies. It's springtime in Northern California, and
yeah.
that means nature's trying to kill me.
Oh, I also suffer from seasonal allergies pretty much all year round. I was not last week, but the week we recorded and lost the audio, that was the 1 week. But then the next week after that, it was like 2 week break, right?
Hmm.
I for 5 days was destroyed by seasonal allergies in Texas. It was
Whoa.
miserable. It was I had to miss school. It was really bad. But
Holy
I
shit.
get exactly how you feel. I am. Spring is my least favorite season.
Exact
I
same,
al-
exact same way. Holy shit, no way.
always die. I always die in spring. I think winter is my favorite season.
I like fall. I definitely
I
like
also really like
early
fall.
late fall. That time
That's
of
fair.
year is really awesome for me. But I didn't realize that
Mhm.
you had seasonal allergies. Do you have it to where like if you accidentally brush your eye, like it just that's it? It's inflamed, it's tearing up, you're gonna get mucus. There's no stopping it.
No, but I have really bad when it comes to like sneezing and like runny nose, like really really
Oh.
bad.
I would say my
Also,
running nose is the most tame out of my allergy. This is gonna be a terrible.
uh,
This is a weird topic. Hey guys, you want to hear about our seasonal mucus?
you don't even hear about allergies. But I no, yeah, I mainly just like have really bad sneezing and then like a runny nose, and then sometimes it gets really bad like it did last time where it's like it's just I cannot breathe out of one nostril. I mean, no one
Yeah,
can breathe out of two nostrils, but like it's like blocked
yeah. Like
and you
one is
can
just straight
feel
up
it.
blocked. There's nothing you can do, and so it's like
Hmm.
if you try like a sinus rinse or something, you just got water
Yeah.
stuck in one nasal, so there's no point in using the
When-
sinus rinse.
Whenever we started the Minecraft server, I was playing it. I had a tissue shoved up my nose for hours, just
God,
there. It was weird, but yeah.
yeah.
Um, I think we should move on from that. That's a pretty gross topic, but yeah, I've really
I want to
bad
share
seasonal
more
allergies.
about how my nasals drip, guys. Come on now.
Damn. Yeah, I want to talk about my bronchitis in the summer.
Yeah. Yeah,
Ugh.
yummy film. Cough that
Yummy.
up.
Yep. But I have a topic since we wanted. I know, right? It's almost like we planned this out before we recorded. But so you were just talking about job promotions, and I am jobless right now. But I've worked at 3 different places before, and I wanted to talk about what are some of the weirdest shit you've ever encountered at your job. I don't know how many places you've worked at, but who knows?
So it's really funny because this job that I got a promotion at is my first job, like on the books job. Because before then, I used to do groundskeeping work just locally around my area because I live kind of in a more rural area. So there's always like groundskeeping or like stuff like weed eating, pulling toolies and stuff out of ponds, or like removing blackberries and stuff.
Organization
Burnings.
tech from Paul.
Yeah.
We'll get into that soon.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
But yeah, just groundskeep. Also irrigate. I would do irrigation digging as well, primarily for under the table jobs around my local area. And then I developed a gasoline allergy because I was running my equipment too much and I didn't have any of the proper respirator equipment, and so I was just inhaling gas exhaust during the hottest time of the summer, and then inhaling even more gas fumes when refueling like my weed eater and stuff. Really rookie mistakes. And yeah, I just started. I got a gasoline allergy from that, and now like gas exhaust and stuff will like kind of close my throat up. It's not as bad as it used to be. It used to be terrible, and I had to avoid gasoline at all cost. Now it's like it gives me a nasty headache and migraine. But I still avoid it as much as I can. But I mean, yeah, that's the job that I did before this. But yeah, I've only had one job.
Well, like, what
And
kind
I'm
of stuff
doing
do you
great
do
at it.
now? I'm not gonna ask like where you work, because it's like that's pretty like ooh. But like,
Yeah,
what kind of stuff do you do at least? Like, are you like certain, or like Jimmy, where you like work at like like is it cafe? I'm not sure.
Yeah, he works at a cafe. I'm a supervisor lead for people under my certain branch at a resort, pretty much. So I just help them manage stuff. We have activities and stuff that we provide that I kind of teach them and train them in. I'm also in charge of making sure that they're in maintenance, and if they need replacement or fixing and stuff, I have me and my guys. We look up how, if we don't know how to fix it, we collectively work together to figure out how to fix it. And if I do know how to fix it, I teach the rest of the group how to do it and the materials that they need for such fixings.
Has anything weird ever happened? Like just working there? Like you had any like wacky encounters?
There's a couple of weird things. It's a resort in a little bit more of a rural area, so there's always like wildlife and stuff that gets involved. Especially late at night during the summer. And so we've had people get attacked by skunks. Like you hear about like bear attacks or raccoons and stuff, but like
Yeah.
there's people that get attacked by skunks, and it sounds like the skunk, the way that these people would describe it to you, it sounds like a skunk like found them walking to the bathrooms late at night and like chased them back into their RV, and so they weren't able to use the bathrooms. When in all reality, it's like after like a Memorial Day weekend or something, like they're so inebriated and drunk in the evening, they go to the bathroom, they stumble upon a skunk, and they try to fuck with it, and then the skunk sprays them and shit like that. And so we get a couple of those. We have guests sometimes lock themselves in the bathroom.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's like, and this isn't like, oh, they were drunk. This is usually more of like, oh, our door hinges, we need to replace them because of how the door locks and stuff. And so they'll lock themselves in the inside of the bathroom, and they're just stuck there, and it's really bad that I'm laughing about it, but it is kind of funny. They'll bang on the doors throughout the night going, help me, ah! It's just like really just tired, delirious, like someone like from a solitary confinement, but it's just a camp bathroom.
Oh my God.
I mean, there's a couple other things that I'm a little hesitant about talking about them because I don't know if maybe there might be some legal trouble I'll get in if I talk about them.
Right, yeah, you should probably avoid that then.
Yeah, but there's some silly, goofy little things that happen, but nothing that I would say is like incredibly entertaining. That like is a full,
I don't know.
long, drawn out story. I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I've had like moments. I mean, I guess for my portfolio, my very very first job was at an arcade. Um, it
Hmm.
was a mix of an arcade, a kitchen. Half the building was a kitchen. It was an arcade, and then also bowling. So
How is it like working at an arcade? Like, what is like the customer service that like you're expected to
ooh,
provide versus like the kind of respect you're given as an employee? Because when I go to an arcade and I look at like the arcade employee, I'm imagining like I'm imagining someone that's just about ready to punt the kid across like the mess hall that's right outside the arcade entrance in a local shopping mall. Like,
it
is this like a mall arcade or is this like what
no,
is
this
this?
is a dedicated building. Like
Okay.
it's a chain in Texas, but it's gonna and I've talked to the guy who's actually like in charge of like making the new buildings, but it is going to expand soon. I don't
Oh,
know when, but soon. Um, I'm not gonna say the name of it, but I will say they do have the best bowling I've ever been to. But their
bowling.
arcade, like the game, yeah, it's a bowling like arcade restaurant type beat.
Oh, whoa! I'll
Have
talk
you have
about
you
this
ever
later.
been have you ever been to round one? Because it is pretty similar to round one,
I've never
except
been to a round one.
worse.
The nearest round one is in
Is
L.A.
yeah we I remember that. I remember searching that up.
And then
We
you're like,
need
weren't
one
you kind
day
of asking
I
like,
will
hmm?
one day I'll
It's fine.
fly. I will fly over there and take you to a round one.
I'd be willing to
I
go. It is a long ass trip to L.A. Man, it
that's
is.
funny. Hey man, I live in
God,
Texas.
man.
I'm so used to long drives. So,
I mean,
but
California. I'm used to long drives as well. Like we love California loves driving. It's just
uh,
God, man. Driving to LA is different because it's a lot of driving in an area where it's really dangerous to drive.
and also it's LA, so it's miserable.
Oh yeah, no, it's LA. I can't. Yeah, it's a bad
I
place.
would go to LA just to go to like Anime Expo, but that's pretty much it.
I
But yeah, but I need to answer your question though. I
yeah.
almost forgot it. The customer service. So here's the thing. I'll tell you the reason why I quit the job before, because I think it'll give a little bit of context. So there's
Hmm.
multiple positions there, and I hired to be the like a regular like crew, but like like not the bowling crew, but like the arcade crew. So
Okay,
for that position, I was the main one who ran the gift counter because all the other workers didn't want to do it, but I actually didn't mind doing it. I thought it was fun.
I see.
Um, so my thing is that people would get tickets. We didn't do physical tickets; it was all on the card, and then they would pick out an item from the shop. And this is where I despise children because they can't count. So I'd have to like tell them, "You can't afford this, but you can get this," and I would be like, I'd basically just say, "Get the candy, please." But you're supposed to just give them tickets, and then if you're not on the price counter duty, which I am on most of the days, but on the weekends or very sometimes when someone feels like running a machine that I don't want, that isn't like necessarily open, because
Hmm.
technically, so we have attractions. This is what we call them. We have a just inside this building, we have a rock climbing area, we have a laser tag,
Right.
and we have a bumper cars. So, also one of my jobs is that I have to run bumper cars, or rock climbing or laser tag if someone wants to go to it. But usually on the weekends we station each other out. So like the whole shift, you're doing like either laser tag or you're doing bumper cars or you're doing rock climbing or you're doing the price center. But on the weekdays, it's like it's so empty or there's not many people to where you kind of just run everything. But since there's not many people, it doesn't matter that much. But then there's
I
the
see.
other crew side where it's a I don't remember the job position, but I like to call it a high speed janitor,
High
where
speed
you go
janitor.
around every single bowling table,
Yeah.
you clean up all the drinks, all the food. You have a whole tray with you. You put all the drinks, all the food, throw it away, and then wipe down all the tables, and you do that the whole time. So you're just cleaning the entire time.
Oh shit! Like
And those
nothing
are
else. You're not. You don't have any other tasks delegated. You're just
and those
a
are
living,
two
a
completely
living mop.
yeah two completely different different positions, and they I guess tricked me into doing both for $9 an hour, which is why I left, because I'm like, this is bullshit. I shouldn't have to do this. And
Is
even
that
the
minimum
general
wage in Texas?
no, it's not minimum wage, but it is pretty bad pay
Right.
for Texas. But no, minimum wage is like federal, isn't it? It's like $7 or something.
Yeah, but not all states are follow federal minimum wage. Like California, minimum wage is $15.50 over here.
Oh, I think for us it's 9, because like the lowest I've ever seen for a job is 9. But yeah, but so I had to do both, and I have had some weird stories. I will say this. Out of all the jobs I worked at, I think the most fun I've ever had, or the most chill environment, had to have been the arcade, if I was solo only, because I did not have any work friends there. I didn't know anyone. I didn't like talking to people. So as a solo job, that was pretty fun, just being by myself, because essentially if you're not doing anything and the dickhead managers aren't here and it's only the cool ones, then you could literally just play games at work. So I would grind the crap out of the claw machine, and then anytime I had free credits from like cards that were like already used, I would just I would just use them to play games, and then if I win any tickets, I would just give it to a kid who can't afford anything.
Oh, there you
But
go.
that's
Hell yeah.
that's kind of a arcade rule, not a rule, but like a hidden like courtesy rule that everyone does, is that you should if you have a card, you should always have one card with a shit ton of tickets, just for people who can barely afford something, or if they're like short on something, just so you don't have to deal with them, or just, well, it's to be nice, but also so you don't have to deal with their wrath of being short by like 16 tickets.
Right.
So yeah, but I do like where I like the environment of the arcade. Our arcade sucked, so I only, out of my entire idea of working there, I only used the benefits once. But I've had some weird people show up at the at the good old arcade. I guess for the high speed diner side, I've had an encounter with this dude, where it wasn't like an encounter, but like him and his couple would not leave for like 30 minutes, and like they never got in trouble because it wasn't a busy day, but it was annoying, like trying to be like, I need to clean this station, and they just would not leave. So that was like, oh, like something that just
Like
people
they lingered
are
after their session of bowling.
pretty much just sitting there. That happens a lot, or people would either linger or they leave like a mat, like some of these like the stuff they do is just like they trash like the whole setup. So I feel really bad for anyone who works at like a bowling area, because it is hard work cleaning those tables, especially the one where I had, where the entire length of the building was bowling. So we had over like 20 lanes. It was really big.
Have you ever
It-
felt tempted to like slide down the bowling alley lane on like your belly, kind of like a penguin?
No, that sounds fun. I know managers who would who just bowl randomly throughout the day. Like, not even, like-
I just thought of how.
That sounds
Has
hard.
anyone done that?
No, because you would probably die from the machinery.
Can the machinery like kill you in there? I thought it just like placed down bowling pins. What the fuck goes on behind the bowling alley?
You do realize that the balls have to, like, you know how they come back is it's just a giant hole in like the bottom of like where you throw the ball, there's just a hole down there where all the balls come down from.
Right, but like it's not like a person
Well,
can
yeah,
fit
but like
down
you
in
could
there,
get
right?
you can get, I mean, it depends on the bowling alley, but like you can get crushed in that reset machine probably. I'm assuming you can. What if you get stuck down there and then the machine activates randomly? Like, you can probably die if you go on that thing.
How many bowling alley deaths are there in a year? Like,
I don't know, but I mean, I feel like it's happened before, but yeah. But I had an encounter. Well, so honestly, I don't really have that many bad encounters at the bowling alley, because honestly, the only bad people would be like children. But I've had two weird encounters at people who, whenever I was doing the prize center, there's this one dude pulls up. He's kind of drunk, and he's like, "You don't get paid enough for this shit." And I'm just like, huh? And he's like, y'all should, I gotta censor myself, but y'all should bang this place up. And I'm just like, what? And I just start, me and my friend,
He's
we just
encouraging
started.
you guys to shoot the bowling alley? What
Yeah.
the fuck?
We started, me and my friend started dying of laughter because it just came out of nowhere. And then he was like, yo, you should get on this BioLife. I'm like, what? And then my coworker just bonds with this dude because they both have BioLife, which is like plasma donation, and it's just easy way to get money according to them. And I'm just like sitting there like, what the fuck? It was really funny. It was a really funny encounter. But I've also had a really miserable encounter with this guy. There's this other dude. Um, so it's like a weekend, so it's like busy as hell. And this dude is like, she's gonna get whatever she wants, and I'm like, okay, that's fine as long as you have the tickets. And he just kind of stares at me, and I'm like, this guy's gonna tell me to pay. He's gonna try to pay for it. And lo and behold, they order a crap ton of stuff, and I say, you don't have enough tickets for that. Like, I already know they didn't have enough tickets for it, so I just said, you don't have enough tickets. He's like, oh no, I'm gonna pay. And I'm like, you can't do that, sir. He's like, no, I'm gonna pay. And this dude would not refuse. And then I see my manager walk by, and I'm just like, oi, get over here. And so the company policy, I don't know if this is for every arcade, but I'm assuming it is, you are not allowed to accept any form of payment um, for a prize center, or else it's an instant termination.
Really?
So if I would have taken this guy's money, I would have immediately gotten fired. So I had to, my manager had to deal with it, but it was like, it felt like a year, but it was like 15 minutes of just dealing with this guy, getting rid of all his stuff, and scanning, rescanning all the stuff he could afford and stuff he couldn't. I'm just like, to the people who offer to pay for stuff, just go to a Dollar Tree. Like, most of the stuff we have are like Chinese. Not even, we don't have Chinese finger traps, but they're just like plastic toys or really cheap toys you could probably find at the dollar store or like AliExpress.
Bro,
Like,
you could get like
it
a
is-
whole bag of them on Amazon for like a fraction of a penny.
Yeah, we did have actually, our price center was actually pretty good for the most part. One of our most popular items was the Squishmallows, but like those are like actual plushies that you could win for free. Which our price center was like, the cheap stuff was really bad, but the expensive stuff was really good. So,
Right.
and there's this, I had a really close encounter. So I didn't know this, but if so we had these like giant like Pokemon plushies,
Right.
and they're like huge, like you know my Dwayne like cardboard. It's like the size of his chest.
I know
like
Dwayne.
big.
I gotta meet him that one evening when me and Jimmy
Yeah,
went
yeah,
on that
you
date to Winco.
Yeah,
That
when
was
y'all
badass.
when y'all fucked. No.
Dude, I
Whatever.
still have an injury on my finger from when I tried to open up that Harito bottle, man.
Arito Vara, yeah.
Yeah.
For the audience, Jimmy and on Mr. Ant-Man here, they went on a they went to go eat, and then just out of nowhere, because I was getting really bored on VC with Raven Beef. I think they were playing COD. I just hopped on VC, or no, I called them like on the cell phone, and then we switched to Discord, and then we just streamed like each other's face cam for no reason, just in the middle of the night. It was really funny.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, me and Jimmy didn't even go to get dinner yet. Like, we just got out of the Winco. We were.
Yeah.
I think I said, "Hey, we gotta go. We can only talk for a little bit." And then we fucking sat there in a parking lot for like an hour on Discord talking to each other on the phone.
Yeah, because I joined. I said I'm in a third wheel.
I'm a third wheel, yeah. And then Jimmy said, "All right, no more third wheeling for you." And then he hung up, and then we left.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Wait. I got sidetracked for a second. Hold on. What was it? Okay. So we have these Pokemon plushies, right?
Yeah.
And they're very expensive. Like, they're the most expensive thing. But there's like this family. And
Mhm.
so here's the thing I respect about people, as I respect families who know how to game the system and like get like mad tickets, because like they know how to abuse like the transfer system, which we did ban for a little bit, which I thought was stupid. But you're able to transfer, at least at Arcade, you're able to transfer tickets. I know you can do that at Round 1 as well. You can transfer tickets from one card to the other, and families would just come and they had like stacks of cards. And transferring is really annoying, but like since I got good at it, it's not hard to do. It's just that the barcodes to do it are very very bad sometimes, and they won't
Mm.
scan. But I was able to do this pretty easily, and they just had like they had like the most tickets I've ever seen. So they bought like the Pokemon plush, and then I remember it giving me like a message, and I kind of just ignored it because it was a really busy day. But I said, I don't know why, just in the back of my mind, I'm like, I should take a picture of this. And lo and behold, 2 weeks later, my manager's like, hey, we noticed that one of our things is missing. Did you ever sell that? I'm like, yeah, I did. I remember. He's like, for stuff over this certain amount of tickets, you're supposed to call a manager to approve the transaction. I said, no one has ever told me. He's like, oh, dude, that sucks. And then I said, but I did take. He's like, do you know their card ID or anything? And I'm like, how would I know that? He's like, yeah, I thought so. And then I said, but I did take a picture of it. And he's like, huh? He's like, yeah, no, I took a picture of the screen. He's like, the go. So I somehow managed to save my ass one time from getting in mad trouble because I took a picture of the screen, which the screen has like the card number. So
Mm.
because the message will block the purchase from ever happening. So it's not like they ever spent any like tickets. But if I save the card number, which I did, they can manually like do it on their end and like actually deduct the tickets from their account, which I was like, oh, thank God. And the
Oh
reason why
shit.
that matter, the reason why it matters is because we at that place we have plenty of regulars or like people who clearly grind that specific arcade
Mm-hmm.
for tickets, even though their games are pretty bad. But I was like, oh, I saved my ass. But I did end up quitting that job. There's two reasons. I really hated this one manager,
Mm-hmm.
um, not as a person, but because he sucked at scheduling. His scheduling did not work with mine, but
Mm-hmm.
also he was the main guy who made me work two jobs. I don't think he realized, but he was the dude who did it. So I was like, I feel like I'm being treated like shit here. Or I think I'm no, I said I'm being taken advantage of. I quit. Because there's multiple times during my marching season where I've scheduled off on the app, or they didn't even teach me how to use the app to schedule off, but I've told them months in advance, hey, I have a competition. Hey, I have a competition. Keep in mind, this is like I think my sophomore year in high school. Like
Yeah.
I started jobbing pretty like the moment I turned 16. But I was like, hey, please get this right. And then I remember getting a text one day from my favorite manager, luckily. But I was like, hey, why aren't you here? And I'm like, I'm at a tournament that I told you all months in advance that I'd be at. He was like, oh. So that kind of brought me to my limit. I'm like, this is getting annoying. So I quit that job, and I ended up working my second job, which was I will say the name here. I worked at Kroger, which is a supermarket chain, the biggest in America. I thought
Kroger's.
Walmart. Yeah, I thought Walmart was. No, it's Kroger.
It's Kroger. Are they
It's
are they owned by the same company or are they different?
No, Kroger actually is a conglomerate of other companies of that work on other supermarkets. They bought out a bunch of supermarkets and turned them into Krogers, or they bought out certain companies and then sell their services at Kroger. Like we have, I say we, um, and they have their own bakery, but I think originally that was bought. And then I know the flowers we sell flowers at some of the stores. That was bought from a company, I'm pretty sure. But we acquired a lot of the stores, which is why I think by not by sales, they're not the biggest, but by like stores, they're the biggest supermarket chain in America.
Huh.
But I also shop there, so I don't complain. You know what I mean? Uh,
Yeah.
and I will say this job low key sucked. I I went from $9 an hour to a whopping $9.25, and I had to push
Whoa.
carts or bag items all day long at night.
Uh,
Unless if I was on the weekend, then I had to do it in the morning all the way till like the evening, just push carts or stuff. But I've had some really weird customer like interactions. I don't remember all the weird encounters I had at that, but I will say I love my coworkers there a lot. I sometimes because like I live near the place I work at still now, but I would just pull up and then they just recognize me like just like months, like literally like a year later. I'd pull up and then just talk to the dudes that I used to work with. I'd be like, "Yo, what's up?" He's like, "How's work going?" And I know some of them want me back, but I was like, oh, this is a really funny, really really weird job stuff I've had. But my last job was like, it was the one I worked at the longest. I worked there for a while, but I worked at a movie theater. There's kind of
Yeah.
there's kind of
That's
a
where you got
consistent
Dwayne
theme.
from.
That's, no, I got no, I got Dwayne from
No?
Kroger.
You got wait, what? I thought you got Dwayne
Yeah.
from Oh.
Oh,
What the
let me tell you the story of how I got Dwayne.
how'd you
So
get Dwayne?
so me and my homie, or
Mhm.
we push carts, but we're also the only two who take out the trash every night.
Right.
So we were just doing a round of trash, and I'm just like, man, I really want that Dwayne cardboard cutout because it's in the back. Fun fact about the back. So I know people who work at stores will relate to this. There's nothing in the back that we can give out or even like put out. So if you ever ask, hey, do you have something in the back? We're not giving it to you because that stuff hasn't been that's inventory that hasn't been categorized yet and
Mm.
needs to be logged into the system. If we sell it, we will most likely get in legal trouble. So there's no such thing as the back. Stop asking. I've never gotten asked that, but I will say if anyone was very curious on why some people get mad when they ask about the back, because none of that stuff is even sellable because it is not even in the system. For all
Oh
we know, it doesn't
shit.
exist. Yeah, but in the back,
I
and
never
then there's
knew
the
that.
backpack. But the backpack has all the trash where we take out. And there's just the cardboard cutout of Dwayne the Rock Johnson there, just staring at us every single day. And I'm just like, man, I want that. And he says, my friend's like, I have an idea. Why don't you just ask the manager for it? And I'm just like, oh God. I go to the manager's office, and I'm just like, and then he knocks on the door because I'm like, this is stupid. Why are we bothering our manager for this? And then he's like, he's like, we got something very important to tell you. And I'm just like dying on the inside. He's like, and I'm just like, can I have the Dwayne cardboard cutout? And she's like, you want my boy?
You want
What?
my boy?
You want my boy? You want my husband? I'm like, oh no. He's like, yeah, you can get him after work. And I'm just like, thank God. And that's how I smuggled Dwayne out the trash back, where no one was gonna throw him away. He was just there, just staring at you every day.
He was
And
there
that's
for employee support, you know? He was
yeah.
there to make sure that everyone had a great day. He was your protector.
He was our protector. He was just watching us take out the trash every day, and then I asked my manager, and he did it as he forced me to do it as a joke, because we were bored taking out the trash,
Mm-hmm.
and it ended up working out. And I was like, oh, now to this day I have the cardboard cutout of Donut, which I will show on screen. It is a very funny, but it is also life size. It is legitimately taller than me. It is over 6 foot long, or long,
What?
high. It is actually just a life size cardboard cutout of Dwayne the Rock Johnson holding his energy drink, which I have never had, but I'm very tempted to try now. So
Is that why there was even the Dwayne cardboard cutout in the first place? It was just like one of those things, like, you know, for like
yeah,
the Super Bowl or shit. Like they have like the Bud Light like little area in the grocery mart, but they have the special cardboard like ensemble all around it to like
yeah,
let you know, hey, Bud Light, got it for the
yeah,
Super
Bud Light.
Bowl.
This is promoting his energy drink, I guess, when it came out.
Weird.
But it was there in the back before I even worked here. So it was there for a while.
I didn't even know
But
Dwayne had an energy drink.
yeah, he does. I was like, oh, I didn't even know that. But speaking of Dwayne, I actually remember going because I worked at a movie theater, a pretty big chain. I'm not gonna say the exact chain, but I did work at a pretty popular chain. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and and actually, no, I'll say it. I worked at AMC Theaters. It's like the biggest chain. I didn't quit in bad terms. This is the only job I didn't quit in bad terms. Not that I hated my jobs. I don't hate any of my jobs, but this is the one where I didn't quit for like a legitimately bad reason. The only reason why I left is because I got really busy with school, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I have to leave because there's a lot of it's going on to this day. There's a huge rush of new movies coming out, and I legitimately can't keep up with the work and school and band. So I had to leave, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd probably be working there still to this day because I don't. There's the stuff that I don't like about that job, but there's also stuff that I do like, which is like the people, especially. But
Mm-hmm.
I remember showing my manager Dwayne. They're like, "Oh, y'all had a Dwayne," and I was like, we had one here too, and I'm like, "Why y'all had a Dwayne at an AMC?" And I was just like, I'm like, because apparently they had a Dwayne there
Multiple
at one
times.
point, which I had no idea.
Yeah,
Maybe from
real
like
cool
a
guy.
movie,
Anyways.
but I was really confused. I'm like, y'all had a Dwayne, but yeah, but the movie theaters where all the weird stuff would happen.
God. For those of you curious about bowling alley related deaths, I have some information for you. Worry not. OSHA.gov, under its accident search results, has in the years spanning from 2000 to 2022 about 6 bowling alley related deaths. While we're waiting for some guy, we're going to read about these. This one, the one that happens most recently, happened in July 28th of 2022 at the Punch Bowl Social Austin. The Punch Bowl Social Austin is the name. Really terrible business name. And I'm reading this verbatim from the OSHA, United States Department of Labor. At 1:45 p.m. on July 27th, 2022, an employee arrives at work and finds the turnover note from the activities host describing the problems on lane 3 that was left in the cage at the end of his shift on July 26, 2022. The employee proceeds to lane 3 to start working. The employee was observed working on lane 3 by the general manager.
The fuck?
The general manager told the CSHO that after noticing that the employee had not moved from his location for some time, he called out to him to see if he needed any help. And when he did, not an answer. The general manager approached him and noticed that he was stuck in the pin setter bowling machine. The employee was bent over the light bar at the front of the machine and standing up inside the pin setter bowling machine. The general manager observed that the employee's neck was stuck between a stationary horizontal bar and a horizontal bar that travels the length of the machine.
Oh, not the bar.
Driven by chains on either side that changes the length of the pin string attachments to the pin, the general manager called for help, and the assistant general manager and the executive chief came to help the employee out of the machine. The employee was killed.
Oh, wow. So I was
And this
right.
is a fatality in 2002. I just got to say, OSHA, United States Department of Labor, your .gov, there are a little bit of some typos here, and I think getting a Grammarly extension could really help. This was hard to
Wow.
read. 5 out of 10.
Was I right? Like, spot on?
Do people from 2000 to 2022 there have been 6 deaths related to either electrocution of the pin setting machine or just straight up getting crushed by the pin setting machine in general. So not
That's what I'm
through
saying.
falling in, but from the pin setting machine itself.
That's what I thought, because like that's where the hole starts. So I'm like, they can get stuck at that hole where the machine is and get killed by the machine.
Look, this
That's
is
what I
just
was-
stuff that like because you see people like there's like
That's just
I
crazy.
definitely feel like I've seen like as a kid AFV videos of like people like kind of accidentally slipping down the bowling alley and then having the pin thing pop over on top of them and they laugh about it and they get up and it's fine. We don't ever hear about the people getting crushed to death by these things. What the hell?
Yeah, wow. Sorry about that. I thought I heard like someone call my name, like, or like I heard something.
No,
But,
you're
I
all
was
good.
actually, I did a safety check. I was like, is my family alright? Do they need me? Is something going on?
Is there fool
uh.
popping up, threatening to the place, you know?
Full, yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I was checking. What was
The
I
only
talking
thing that-
about?
The only thing that
Code
you missed
pineapple.
from me, oh yes, cold pineapple. I was just gonna say quickly, the only thing that you missed from me was a really shit take on Pee Wee Herman that probably should get cut, and and
I'll cut it
just
out, don't worry.
and just OSHA deaths, OSHA bowling alley related deaths.
Yeah,
you
I
know.
probably had to sit through a few things here. This episode's kind of weird. I mean, it kind of goes with the subject though. But okay, back to Code Pineapple. So
Yeah,
Ant-Man Quantumanium comes out. This
Hmm.
is like a couple, like the movie's starting to die down, so we're finally ending one of our rushes. This is, by the way, the last movie I worked through. Major
Oh
movie I worked
shit!
through.
This is the one that
So
broke your back. That broke the some guy camel's back.
no, it wasn't the one that broke my back, but it was the last major movie. Oh, this is the movie that made me realize. Oh yeah, no, that wasn't it. It was Avatar 2, but it was. This is the movie I was like, oh yeah, I can't be working
Fuck
here
Avatar,
anymore.
Way of Water.
The Avatar was horrible. I'll definitely get into those details. But I have a lot of movie stories because I think the movie has some of the best stories, and I might even save some of them for later because there's so many. But I okay, we're walking. So I have this job. It's called usher. Ushers clean the theaters. These are the goats who clean the theaters. And I have so many usher stories, but man, okay, so me and we're cleaning. We are behind on theaters because it is busy as hell, and I'm like, and we come up with the plan. We're like, okay, you go here, here, here. Some guy, you are going to go to this theater and just check if it's done, because this one seems very not popular and probably only has no one in there. And I said, okay, yeah, I'll go check real quick. Traumatized, traumatized. Okay, I walk in the theater. I remember theater 19. Yeah, I know the fucking number, bitch. No, wait. Theater 19? Wait. 29. It was 29. It was on the right side. Yeah, it was theater 29 because it's next to theater 30. I know the exact number. Theater 29. I think theater 19 is where I watched One Piece. Crazy how I know that. Theater 29, I walk in
Hmm.
and I'm just like, this Chinese movie's playing. And I just hear like just Chinese lyrics, like beautiful singing. And this one
Hmm.
dude is just like, just sitting there. And I walk out because I'm like, okay, he's watching the movie. No one's in the theater. I come back in. I'm like, okay, the movie's probably done now because I went to the restroom to do like a check and then also use the restroom. And I come back, and then he's like, the movie just ended. Like the credits are still kind of playing, but like he's gonna walk out. And he's like, oh yeah, two people snuck in the theater. And I said, huh? He's like, yeah, I'm just about to walk out, but two people snuck in the theater. And he's like, I don't know if they're here to watch a movie or if it's something different. I said, huh? And then the moment I walk, I see this dude. I mean, like, I'm just saying they're doing like Mish or something. I see him, and then he's just thrusting, bro.
No.
And I'm like, they're just getting started on my fucking movie theater. Obviously, me, I rush out. I'm like, manager. I'm like, theater 29, code pineapple, and they're just like, they just start running, and then, and then
Is
the
it like a
dude,
task force? Do they have like hazmat suits on and like fucking rubber gloves and shit? And they.
no, they just get the security guard and like the manager. It's funny that the general manager was there too, so she was there also to bust them, and I just uh the dude walks up to me. He's like, "Is it what I think it was?" And I said, "Yeah." And he's like, "I am so sorry." he just tells me, he's like, "I am so sorry you had to experience that." I'm like, "Don't worry about it." And I mean, I go back to my friends, and then I'm just like, I'm never going to be sent out to a checkup on a theater on my own ever again. And they're like, "What happened?" I'm just like, "Code pineapple," and then they just start laughing. It was really funny.
What the hell does
Yeah.
how? What does the security guard do to the guy? Does he just like how do you
He,
approach that? You know, do you just grab him by
um,
the scruff of his collar and say, "Stop doing that," and then
stop
throws him
fucking
to
in the
the
theater.
ground?
I don't know what they do. I wasn't there because I had to report it, and then I'm like, well, I gotta catch up on theaters. But
I know, but
also,
I'm just
I
curious how like
immediately
what they do.
they kick him out. They just kick him out. Like as like
Yeah,
try not to make it big as a scene as possible, but they do kick him out. We don't arrest the people because we're not.
right. You're not.
I don't know.
Your security guards aren't actual
If
policemen.
it if there was maybe if it was like in a kids movie, we would definitely probably get them arrested. But like this is like a random movie with one dude, so we're like they probably just let him like with a fine or like maybe some jail time. But like we don't like full blown like completely like go like super hyper and like shut down like, oh, this person's creepy, or we gotta like put them on the registry. Maybe if it was a kids movie, yeah, but it wasn't. So thankfully it wasn't a kids movie. That would be horrible. But
Absolutely.
there's been people who've been doing who did stuff during was it when Black Panther came out, which was pretty bad because kids watched that movie as well. So it definitely does happen,
At
and
your
people don't
theater,
realize.
or just
At my
like
theater, in theaters in general, but it has happened at my theater. And obviously, our theater, we take it very seriously. So I was like, even though I do joke about it, it's like I'm glad our theater actually cares. So if you ever go to a movie theater, just know that most of the time, at least like with AMC, and this is also why I don't trash this company, because I think they were really pleasant to work with. But they definitely do they take that stuff seriously, and I do respect it. But I have
AMC
another.
ain't nothing to fuck with.
Yeah, don't fuck with our theater. I will report your ass. I do the right thing. But I've had another weird case. So this is like way back. I don't even know what movie was out. There was no major movie at the time. I'm working concessions, which is like the main area where you buy food and like we make the food and we sell it to you.
Yeah.
And we're cleaning, and this is before all my homies started working here, but we're just cleaning. It's like 12 o'clock at night because, you know, it takes forever to clean. But these kids walk up to me because I'm not, okay, no, I don't think I was a concessionist. I think I was doing this thing called porter, which is cleaning the front of the area, the front area where everyone walks in, that's my second favorite job. My favorite is the ushering. I love cleaning the theaters. I think it's chill. Also, I read One Piece whenever I do ushering. But I mean, you gotta pass the time somehow. But Polytopia. So we're cleaning, and then these people come behind me. These two kids are like, men's restroom, someone's dead. I'm like, what? And I'm just like, he's gone, bro. Like, he's knocked out. I mean, he might be dead. And I'm like, what? And like, these kids are fucking with me. And I'm like, I'm gonna go check it out. And then I walk in, see a stall open, this dude knocked out.
Like, he
This
took
dude
a
is
shit
just-
and I'm like,
He didn't take a shit. He went there to vomit. He was clearly drunk or overdosed or something. I think he
shit.
well, I didn't know what it was, but we did figure it out. He was just drunk. But he just passed the fuck out. Like, just straight up gone. Like, and this man is just out of it. So obviously, we surround him. We tell we do tell security, but we're just like, what the fuck? This has never happened before. These guys, I told these kids, I thought you were fucking with me. And they're like, no, this dude is just out. And then the security guard gets there, and we just watch. And then just out of nowhere, he just wakes up. And then the security guard is like, you good? And he's like, and he just acts like none of it happened. He's like, yeah, I'm chilling. He's like, yeah, I'm good. And I'm just baffled. I'm like, this dude was out cold. He's like, no, I'm good.
How long was he there for?
He was like gone for like 10 minutes. Yeah.
When you first said like, there's a guy in the bathroom, he's just dead, and then like, I hear you like, there's a toilet stall open. I was thinking, no way, he did it. He shit so hard he knocked himself out.
I wish that was the case. Well, the only reason why I said he was dead is because that's what the kids told me.
Right. Yeah. Well,
But,
I mean, they
but,
don't know the difference. They're not gonna touch the guy, you know. Like,
Yeah. But I was losing my shit. I thought that was really funny. But we eventually got him water. I think we gave him a free water. It's Dasani though, so it wasn't any good. But we gave him some water, and I guess he got lucky because you could also we have a bar, but we're not allowed to get you drunk. It's against our policy because it's again place with children. We don't want drunk people. So it is against our rules, house rules actually. I don't think it's illegal, but it's our house rules to no drunk people. So we don't sell alcohol, but I guess he was already buzzed and he had one drink and he just out of it. So my go manager tells me everything. Like he kind of tells me how all the legal stuff works, just because I ask him. But he was like, yeah, he might get. I think we'll let him off, but like we have to make sure we go through the proper stuff. But if you do that, you could get fined. And maybe he did get fined. I don't really know what happened, but you could get fined. We saved him though, because we said, hey, do you want to get a ride? Because if he didn't get a ride, he would technically, I don't know what it's legally considered, but if he doesn't get a ride and tries to leave, it's basically considered like driving under influence, and that like leads to jail time and like a massive like $500 fine or something. So we saved him money. We fined him, like we got him like the lesser charge, because I mean you still gotta fine them, obviously. I mean,
AMC movie theaters, we give you the cheap fines.
that's not true. I wouldn't say that. We're just reasonable. Like this guy wasn't like crazy, but like obviously if it's like they try to leave, like you have to like do the proper legal stuff. Again, my manager like takes the legal stuff seriously, but he's very chill. He also explains everything. But I was like, those are the two weirdest encounters, and I'm glad you know about people fucking it. It is more common than you think.
I mean, what is a manager that doesn't follow the legal stuff? I feel like that's just corruption at that point, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
I'd hope the manager knows the legal shit and follows and abides by it.
But I liked working there. I don't talk to most of the people I worked with there. I never really had their information, but there's two coworkers that I have their number. I don't talk to one of them as often because we're both busy, but one of them I do talk to pretty regularly, and we're pretty much homies now. And I think we actually saw I drove out. We went to we wanted to go to one of the theaters, the newer, nicer ones, and compared to our old one, and we watched the Demon Slayer movie. And by the way, Demon Slayer is mid as hell. I stand by that as a mid show. It's not bad. It's not good.
You have the exact same sentiment that Marshall does about fucking Demon Slayer. Or wait.
Well, he's right.
Does he want his name? I can't remember.
I'll censor it.
Cool.
We've said his name before on like the Dokapon stream.
Oh, maybe.
I'll censor it. You're making me do a lot of work today.
I'm sorry, man.
You're good. I actually want to try to experiment with doing chapters. I want to figure out how that works. I've been so a lot of specifically yard and trash days. If you put in the description, if you put a name, or like if you put text and you put like a timestamp, it puts a chapter, so it's really easy to skim. So I want to start doing that.
Yeah, it's segmented.
Yeah, segmented, and I want to see if I can mess with that. So. I mean, I was already going to put in a lot of effort into this. I also want to talk about our new schedule. I know we've been out of it for a while, but I do want to try to upload a Real Talk maybe every Sunday. So expect that maybe every Sunday. I want to be consistent at least, because I know every podcast has like a day where they upload it on.
Yeah.
Obviously, we record when we feel like it, but like this is mainly just establish a precedent. So the people who listen to this, now you know, try to get it out every Sunday. Because we're all busy, and I'm really busy, so.
Dude, I'm going to be super fucking busy during the weekends and stuff with my job. Because, again, my job primarily prioritizes weekend work and stuff and all that.
No, this is not like recording it. This is me editing and putting out the video and uploading it officially. Like, I want to do it by Sunday.
You guys don't upload the same day you record? What?
Yeah, people don't. Ever since we've started getting into, like, video making, well... that's a long story, but yeah, especially a lot of the hallway recordings, none of them, like a lot of them are recorded and uploaded like maybe like a week or two later. Some of them even like a month later. I know we've had some recordings that are like really old that we decided to upload, but like I remember we try to crank them out, but it takes like a week or two just to get them out. Although I don't edit for the hallway. I've done it a couple times. Yeah, for the Real Talks. But they take a while.
I had an idea for the Real Talks that I think I mentioned in our private Discord. Sorry guys, no hallway Discord plug this time. But if you look in the description below, you can find the link to the hallway Discord channel where you can talk to people such as me, Some Guy, and Rave. See you there.
See ya. And Beef Castle.
Oh, and Beef Castle. I'm sorry.
And,
That.
and Jimmy.
And
We're the
Jimmy.
most active. We're the most not. We're all the most active out of
You
everyone.
won't. You most likely will not talk to me on the hallway Discord channel.
We don't.
Yeah.
Wait, it's funny. I like that. I want to talk about the hallway. Actually, we don't. I like how we do the server. Well, I don't like everything how we do in the server, but there's a couple of things that I like that we don't treat it. We don't treat the hallway as a YouTube server because the YouTube. We're not. This is kind of how a lot of us view it. We're not YouTubers. The hallway isn't like a YouTube group. It's just a group of people who've met on the internet, who just decided to upload videos. Because the hallway itself has been around way before we even started uploading videos. We just decided to start uploading videos just to highlight all the good moments and just archive it, kind of deal.
Yeah.
It all started with me streaming. Actually, I wanted to stream some of our sessions. I was like that we just play or have on like our voice calls. And I was like, I'm just gonna start streaming, and then Rave started doing it, and then we all were like. Besides the podcast, because the podcast was pretty planned out for a while, but we were like, oh, we should start making videos. Or they were. I was more kind of I wanted to do the podcast, but yeah, I've always been more of the podcast oriented side. I've as much my philosophy with I guess the hallways. Me personally, I don't like making gaming videos, and I don't even watch gaming videos. I used to watch gaming videos a lot, but like in general, gaming I don't watch too often. Not that I don't watch it. Like I do love like Sleep Deprived whenever they do it. Jay Schlamm whenever he does it. Like I have some YouTubers that I watch who do gaming content, but
I
don't
watch
like.
Northern Lion's like the only gaming YouTuber I really watch at the moment, and that's just because I don't know. I don't know. There's something cool about him. He's got a very mature disposition that I don't know.
Like-
I don't know. Something about it. I was about to say mature, and
Yeah.
kind of there, kind of sometimes not.
See, for me, I mainly I mainly watch video essays. So I don't really like make gaming content, and even in the future, I don't really plan on it. I don't mind gaming content. Like I'll watch a live stream if I'm bored. Not that I watch live streams often. I don't know which stream. I follow so many streamers and VTubers on YouTube, but none of them stream when I'm in the mood to watch a live stream, or they always stream when I'm busy, and it makes me mad.
With video essays and stuff, who do you usually watch, like, regarding video essays?
There's way too many people. I think I'm gonna say my personal favorite people are the Anime Man Gigak. Those two are the goats. Some of my favorite YouTubers of all time. I don't know. It really just depends on what I'm watching. Because like sometimes if I want to keep up with technology, I would watch someone like Cold Fusion TV. Sometimes it really just depends on what I'm in the mood of. I don't really know. I watch too many people to really like name them.
Usually my favorite
like
video
if
essay.
I guess for music, Adam Neely. But you can go ahead.
Oh, I quite like Adam Neely. I haven't watched his videos in a little bit, not because of anything against it. Just I just straight up have it. I don't think I'm subscribed. I should do that. But I was gonna say Jacob Geller. That's one of my favorite video essay guys. He does a lot of like deep dives in. He's known for his like the fear of the cold, and what do you call them? The fear of the deep ocean and stuff. He's just got really, really good, well thought out videos and stuff. He has some video game analyses, but he also like ties it into literary analysis and stuff like that. It's really good. I just like Jacob Geller. I appreciate him for like the work that he does. And I've learned he's also he also has sometimes he does videos about Jewish culture and just kind of Judaism in general, and it's really interesting to learn about that. And I don't know, it's just interesting. It's a cool gateway, and it's got me very interested in a very fascinating group of people and stuff.
Yeah, I don't. But I really like video essays. One I follow. A lot of people should know him. Anthony Padilla.
Oh shit, that's right.
If you don't know, that's that's the dude from Smosh. He makes video essays.
That's one of the two of Smosh.
Yeah, I grew up watching Smosh, so I definitely have a lot of nostalgia. I follow a lot of random like if it's not that, it's either I do follow like people who play games a lot. Like I follow a lot of VTubers, but I think as of recently they are a VTuber. But one of my favorite person who I wouldn't say they make video essays, but they do make long form content. Mainly about Blue Archive, but it's a VTuber I like to follow, Yumi Tsuchinoko. I've been enjoying her a lot recently, to the point where I was like, yeah, might as well. I want to buy a membership. Why not? I'll interact with this feature.
You got a membership with
I got a
Blue
membership,
Archive?
yeah. Blue Archive streamer, YouTuber. She isn't exclusively Blue Archive, but she's also. I haven't been able to catch a lot of streams, but whenever she does streams, she actually does it at like the perfect time, and her streams are very chill. So like I will always catch one of her streams if she's live, and if not, I go out of my way to watch the VODs if I can't. So I'm like, oh,
Right.
W. Yeah, I've been that's a VTuber I've been enjoying, but they also make long form content, and they just finished making a 4-hour video about one of the stories of Blue Archive, which is utterly deranged.
Whoa. It's an in-depth lore then, the Blue Archive?
It's not even like a lore deep dive. They literally retell the story in like an audio drama way. It's really good. As a person, as a Blue Archive fan and a person who's read the entirety of that story that they're talking about, they do a phenomenal job.
Is it like in a manga format, or is it like you play the app game and then it tells you about the story like as you progress through the game and stuff?
I would have to explain Blue Archive to you one day, but essentially there's the story is a visual. There's different game modes to the game, but like you have to do like the mission game mode, which is like the main one, to unlock a lot of the features, but also unlock the story. And the story is purely visual novel, and it is also completely optional, and you can go through it at your own time. And it is so I have 145 hours in this game, and over half that time is spent reading. The story is amazing.
Whoa.
I want to rant about it, but I definitely want to save it for like the weeb episode where I just weeb out about stuff. But the story
grab a bowl of popcorn and
bowl
sit
of
back,
popcorn.
because I do
Yeah.
not see me having too much to say on Blue Archive, but
Yeah.
I'm sure
I-
if anyone's
okay, I
interested in
actually-
it, they'd love to hear that.
Yeah, I actually what's it called? I told Jimmy about Blue Archive. I actually even showed him it, and he said that he probably would never play it, but he isn't too big on like the character designs. Although he thought some of them were pretty good, which I true. But he does see why I like it, but he also said the music slaps, and I agree. The music is fucking great. I love the music in that game. It's so good. That will go for their collab episode, because me and Jimmy actually got each other into we were talking about this when we were playing Risky Rain, but he got me into a gacha game.
Jimmy got you into a gacha game?
Yeah, I don't play it every single day, but I've played it, and I definitely have an account on it, and I've definitely read the story.
I can't wait
it
to
is
hear
a
about this.
really weird. It's very weird, and I
I'm
don't know
excited
how.
for the Jimmy collab, because there's quite
I'm
a few
really
things that we
excited
can
for
talk
it,
about
yeah.
and stuff.
Oh
like that.
yeah.
And it would be good.
I'm definitely gonna write a lot of stuff down after we finish recording. I have a lot of ideas that I need to actually write down before I forget. But
I
yeah,
had an idea that I wanted to mention, because I remember I put it in the private Discord between us.
like the game show.
Oh no, not the game show. Although that is one eventually that would be really cool. That would only really work though, because we would do that in order to determine who the first guest was. That's the thing. Who gets to be
The first host.
Not the first host, but the first guest, like official guest. But what I was gonna mention is I like the idea of us eventually down the road. It doesn't have to be immediate, but we do like an animatic of our podcast.
Oh,
Because we're
yeah.
Real Talk, right? And so it's all about fishing and stuff. And Rave did make a good point about Real Talk. We don't have the fishing visuals anymore. And I think it would be really interesting, rather than going for more like a gaming centered focus and visuals of the Real Talk. It's more of like just like a fishing animatic.
Animation.
And it's kind of like...
I
we're just on
definitely
the
do.
street.
I have So I actually have you're gonna hear a lot of clicking on my end. I'm sorry, audio recording, but I do have a lot of ideas, and
Yeah.
I have a whole Google Doc for all the stuff that I plan on doing in the future. By the way, the reason why I talk a lot about um what you might call it video essay people is because I also want to make my own video essays in a way, kind of similar to like my favorite YouTubers. But I have a whole thing for Real Talk where I want to make a logo, I want to make a jingle, I would definitely want to dabble with the format, and I want to do RO one day. But I definitely do have plans with that. But I also, for the logo part, I also said was also like, oh, I want to do visuals. We do have a beta logo that is really bad, but again, I made it at like 12 a.m. But we
I still have yet to do some work on the logo.
we need
some
to
logo
do stuff on
ideas.
that. Yeah, I like how we're talking about we actually okay. Funny
Talking
story.
about real talk on real talk.
We actually did this a lot on hallway experience and deadline, where we would like middle of recording would be like, oh, edit that out, stop that. Or we just start being like, oh, this isn't gonna work, or oh, why don't we talk about this, or why don't we do this and that, like just talk about like behind like stuff that just on recording, and I'm just like, oh, what are we doing?
Right.
It was really funny, but yeah. Although in this context, it isn't bad. It actually makes sense. But yeah, we have plans. Do you have anything else, or
Anything else on my end? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure. As for like in regards to like weird work stories and stuff, not too much. Again, it's like we had some strange stuff. There's one thing that I could mention, but I don't feel like it's. I really
legally?
can.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, okay. Well,
And
I
yeah,
guess-
there's like they're just not. They're not like fun stories, I guess.
yeah. I definitely have more stories, but I will save that for a lot later.
Yeah.
Whenever we probably do this again, because this topic does have more potential, especially with me, and also because, I mean, we're gonna work for the rest of our lives. We're gonna have plenty of stories to tell.
One thing
But,
that I want to try, and this is maybe a way to like put some accountability on my end. I want to try to come into these a little bit more prepared, because I feel like there's things that I can talk about, but I end up just kind of sitting in the background, just listening more than anything. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it's like
I did struggle with that a lot. I struggle with that on like our videos.
yeah. It's just I feel like there's stuff that I can add to it that I just don't know. Also, I feel so incredibly bad when I accidentally interrupt you in the recordings as well.
No, I
We gotta
do that
figure
a
out a
lot.
way we gotta figure out a way how to not talk over each other.
No, here's the thing. A lot of people don't realize this, but like every podcast, everyone does that a lot. So don't worry about it. I do it a lot. When we play Risk of Rain, I do it all the time. I
I
cut
feel like
people
with
off,
Risk
and I
of
don't
Rain,
realize.
there's like a lot. I don't know. With Risk of Rain, it's like I'm able to let my brain just flow freely.
I do it a lot in real life too. Like I accidentally do it. I'm like, oh, my bad. That wouldn't worry about that. But I hope y'all I guess enjoyed this. I guess probably our shortest. We've recorded like a long episode, but I hope you enjoyed. This is more of a shorter one, isn't it? Yeah.
I think our past ones have been like about an hour 45 or something. The
Yeah, it was
last
like
one
2
we did was
hours.
like, oh man, the
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 last one we
session-
did was so long.
It was
so
it was
good.
like almost 2 hours. I mean,
2 hours,
it's not lost. We have it, but
We have it, but yeah,
oh,
quality control.
nothing would make me happier if we could find a way to fix that audio. Because god damn it.
Maybe one day we could dub over it. I don't know. I would but I do want to say I hope you enjoy this smaller episode. I guess it's more digestible, but we do have plans. Don't worry. We're not dead. I think I'm gonna call it "We're Not Dead." That's gonna be the episode name. But yeah, we all just got kind of busy, but we do have plans, and
The update
and
podcast episode.
it's more of a talk about work and also update. But yeah, we do have a
We've
we
both
have
been
plans for-
pretty out of it. I mean,
We've both been pretty out
I've
of it.
definitely been out of it.
Yeah.
Full time promotion.
But honestly,
job
I
thing.
don't mind it because it gives me like ideas to like think about. Because I remember just this weekend I was like, oh, I want to think about stuff for Real Talk, but also wanted to think about stuff for the future of my channel, which I do plan on making my own content. I don't want to be a YouTuber. I just want to do it for fun. But
I want to make projects. I want to work on projects and just
Mhm.
realize them.
so Jimmy, I don't want to talk about this too much because I don't know if I have permission to. Because I don't know if he wants to keep it. It's not a secret if you're in the hallway, but me and Jimmy are working on something, but it's his project that he's always wanted to work on for a while. It's
Oh.
on hold because we literally can't get it to work right now. But Jimmy also has the same thing where he also has projects he wanted to work on, and me recording with him was really fun, and we had time to bond over that, and especially over DaVinci Resolve. And I didn't teach him, but like I kind of showed him, hey, you should be using this, and he was like, okay, let me read the manual. I'm like, manual? He showed me there's a DaVinci Resolve manual, and it's so like good.
Yeah,
I should
DaVinci
read
Resolve is known for like just being really easy to like approach like
I don't-
coding software. And I'm just speaking out of my ass because I've never used it. I've never recorded a video once in my life.
I
use
don't know.
OBS and then I kind of just talk into it. That's one thing that I wanted. That's one thing I just reminded in my head. There is one thing popping up. Me and my friend, my longest time best friend, we're gonna each get a set of the Harry Potter books, and we're gonna do a book club. We're gonna read the Harry Potter books and then do a little book club of each book. Because me and my friend, we were talking about it at work. Because me and my friend work together. I'm technically his supervisor. We were talking about one of us brought up Harry Potter. I can't remember who. And then we started talking about it, and then we kept talking about it for like the rest of the workday, and we just didn't stop. And the funny thing is, we started off talking about like how we're not really that big of Harry Potter fans. No, it started off with my friend talking about
No, that's there.
It started off with my friend talking about how the same guy that did the Jurassic Park theme song, he wrote the score for Indiana Jones. I think he also did the score for Star Wars.
He did the score for E.T. as well.
Yeah, he did the score for Harry Potter, and people tend to forget about that.
The only reason why I know that is because I received a band piece. We had this thing called the Pops Concert, where we play a lot of pop music. And we did this thing where it was about this one guy, and it was all of his music. It had Harry Potter, E.T., Star Wars, and I literally forgot, Jurassic Park. Yeah. It was made by this one dude, and I'm like, this guy made all of these themes, and I was like, what the fuck? So that's the only reason why I know that.
He's like responsible for multiple, just incredibly culturally prevalent like little themes. Jingles and stuff. Yeah. Exactly. And so we were talking about that, and then we started talking about Harry Potter for like the rest of the workday, and we came to this conclusion that no matter how fucked J.K. Rowling is and how much of a terrible person she is, it's almost like there's no such thing as bad press, because like what happens is J.K. Rowling does something bad, right? It makes people upset that she's ruining Harry Potter, and then makes people say, well, I was never that much of a Harry Potter fan to begin with, and then they start thinking about Harry Potter, and then they start thinking about the really in-depth like details about Harry Potter, and then they realize, oh shoot, I really like Harry Potter, and then they'll go into, oh shoot, I actually know a lot about Harry Potter, and this is really meaningful to me. God damn it, J.K. Rowling, fuck you. And then J.K. Rowling does something bad again, and then people are like, damn it, why? So they get mad at the current Harry Potter, but then they go back to read the books to realize how good the books are, and like it's like the books are better than the author at this point, and it's a shame. Anyways, me and my friend Carlos we're not reading Harry Potter, but we're reading Harry Potter despite J.K. Rowling. I know we're giving her money. I know that sucks, but I don't know.
It's kind of like the same. Well, I don't know that many controversial figures, but there's two things I have something similar to that. One, I'm not gonna say I'm his biggest fan. I don't even listen to all his music, but I do like some Kanye music. And I remember amidst the controversy, I was jamming out to Kanye, and I'm just like, what is he doing?
Have people forgiven Kanye? Because didn't he say that he's no longer anti-Semitic after watching 21 Jump Street?
Yeah. That is wild. That is the most yay thing I've ever seen, though, to be honest with you.
I hope he's really not anti-Semitic. It's a terrible thing to continue.
I feel like my theory is that it was just a mental breakdown. That's my theory.
I wouldn't doubt it's a mental breakdown. He went on
definitely, but it's also really.
He went on Alex Jones.
It's also it's not. And by the way, I'm not defending him. This does not excuse any of his actions, but I will say it's most likely a mental breakdown. But crazy how that turns out. But I guess another thing is there's this YouTuber I really liked when I was younger. His name was Kobana Miner 456.
Yeah.
And I don't watch his content anymore. Obviously, he doesn't make content anymore. But like the dude went insane. Like generally, he just went insane. And he had this whole arc where he stalked someone.
Oof.
And I'm just like, I have really, really, really fond memories of his videos. But man, is the guy not a good person anymore.
That's a shame. Dude, similar thing happened with me with, remember how you mentioned about Skyda's Minecraft?
Oh yeah,
ago, and how I
Skyda's
said,
Minecraft,
yeah, he fell off? Well,
He
because
did
I
fall
knew that
off.
I knew that he had some stuff, but I didn't realize how bad that stuff was. And then
Yeah.
I like went in a deep dive about what the hell he did, and then the more stuff that he did, and then it was like, man, this is a disgusting thing. How did people defend this man? How did they? I don't know. I could go on a tear. I could go on a bit about it, but
I
very
remember-
disappointing because
I
Sky's
remember
Minecraft was very
watching I used to watch popular MMOs when I was a wee lad, and then remember seeing like the whole drama with
popular MMOs. That sounds familiar.
he made a lot of he made decent mod videos, but a lot of his videos was him messing with mods, but he did it with his fiance a lot. And I knew him from back in the day whenever he did Skyblock and Feed the Beast, so I've watched him for an insanely long amount of time. But
Yeah.
before he even had his wife on, I watched him. But nothing. I don't think anything horrible went down, but they just went through a pretty nasty divorce, and I was like, that's weird to see.
Oh.
But I was already like kind of already done with Minecraft content, but I was like, that's weird. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. People fall off, but I'm more of a.
Homie Carson did too. What is
Car-
it with?
We like. Here's the thing. I don't think you realize this, but Hallway is technically really loosely connected with this. As we have I'm not gonna say this. I'm gonna say this after recording, but I will say we are very, very a member is very, very loosely connected with Carson stuff, which is kind of weird to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, huh.
I've had.
Is that something
I've,
we really want on this recording?
No, I think I'm gonna. Well, I think I'm telling you this, but I'm probably gonna edit that part out. But yeah, Carson. Here we can. This is 3, 2, 1. Carson. Yeah, Carson had some weird shit going on with him. I actually liked him a lot though. Whenever I did watch him, like I loved the SMP Live stuff. But other than that, he fell off pretty badly. And then well, I don't think he was a groomer, but he definitely was not the best person. I don't remember all the details. I don't think he's like a child predator. You know what I mean?
Right.
But as some people were accusing him, like, oh, he's like a pedophile or this and that. No, I just think he's a stupid person who made stupid choices and
using his fame and clout
using his
as advantage and
kind of like what Game Grumps did. We're going really deep into this, huh?
what the hell did Game Grumps do?
Game Grumps very controversial pass.
Oof. All right.
Yeah, I've never been a huge fan of them though. I
Oh,
mean,
me
I've liked
neither.
them, but I mean, it's not. I'm not hating on them. I
Yeah.
never watched them that much. I think the only reason why I didn't like Game Grumps that much is because they canceled like my favorite series, Steam Train, and I was like, I don't care about this anymore.
The thing with me with Game Grumps is I don't know. I don't. I liked Oni. I just preferred Oni plays. I literally just preferred Oni plays. I liked how they didn't mind being crass, and that was like the main thing that I liked about.
See,
Oni
for
plays.
me, it's like it was like I'd rather watch like the Vine Sauce dudes, like Vine
Oh,
Sauce John
no,
Vinny.
absolutely. I love. Who's your favorite Vine Sauce person?
I will be honest with you. I do not, because I watched them so much, I cannot tell the difference. But Vine Sauce, Joel and Vinny are very good. Do I remember the differences between them? Probably not.
Joel is loud and Swedish. Vinny is quiet and from New York
Okay,
City.
yep. That's true, but here's the thing. I have a lot of memories watching one of them play Roller Coaster Tycoon, but I also have the memories of, I think Joel did this, was the Virus Destruction, but I also have memory of one of them playing Metroid, I think Metroid Fusion, or Zero Mission. It was Metroid.
Yeah.
So I know, I love both of them equally as much, but do I remember which one did what? No, I do not, but I do love both of them equally.
I tend to
They were
watch
very-
Vinny a little bit more because he's easier to fall asleep to. Yeah, I haven't watched live streams in a long time. But
I
Vinny,
can, yeah. It's been a minute since I watched them. I think it was Joel. I think I liked a little bit more.
my
It was
my primarily.
whoever whoever played Metroid and also did Roller Coaster Tycoon has to be my favorite. But can I remember right now on the top of my head? No.
I like Jabroni Mike as well. I actually like him a bit way more than Vin. I like the people that aren't afraid to just go fucking manic and also just like, absurd.
I don't
Do
think
you
I
know who
watched many.
Jabroni Mike?
No.
He's technically Twitch's first VTuber.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa.
He has the title, I think, of like he's one of the first people that did VTubing on Twitch. He doesn't do it always.
No, that's funny.
Super like New York, talent like New York style accent and stuff. Has like this, you know, the Keck W kind of laugh. That
Yeah.
guy. He has like something very similar to that. I love Jabroni Mike. He's really cool. Him and Vinny. He's the drummer in Vinny's band Red Fox.
Oh. See, here's the thing. I don't like Twitch, so I don't really watch Twitch streamers. So.
Fair enough.
Although that does suck because that means I can't watch Germa. But I this is kind of something I've ranted about even on live streaming as well. I despise Twitch. I know a lot of people hate Twitch now for their recent decisions, but I've been a Twitch hater for a very long time. And it's funny because I used to be a really big Twitch person.
I used to watch a lot of Twitch. I just haven't. I think
Yeah.
I've even deleted the app. I think on my phone.
No,
I just
same.
haven't watched it, which sucks because there's a lot of
There's-
Twitch streamers that I genuinely enjoy and really do enjoy their content.
But I can't watch. I can't stand Twitch. But I wish Germa stream. Well, he has his VOD channel, but I do like keeping up with Germa on YouTube, not on Twitch.
Dude, he released Grotto Beast.
What?
Grotto Beast, his little card game.
Oh, I didn't even know he made one.
He made a TCGG, a trading card game.
Oh, nice. That's cool. That's a very Germa thing to do.
Yeah.
I love Germa. He's the guy. I don't know. Man, we went on a whole tangent about people falling off. That's crazy.
We went from a tangent of people falling off to the people that we actually enjoy who have
Yeah.
a very clean history. Because
Respect the art, but not the artist. Unless if the artist is also cool, then appreciate it even more.
Well, yeah, because I remember actually around the Call Me Carson time where he was falling off, Vinny actually was being subject to
Harassment.
sexual
I think
harassment.
I remember that. Yeah.
That one was found to be completely falsified. And
Fake,
stuff,
you
and,
know,
like,
I remember
fake and all
that, yeah.
which was good because I was really bummed when I was bummed to hear about Call Me because I recently found Call Me and I was like, oh, he's cool, and then soon after it's like, what?
Yeah, it sucked for me because I was a Carson fan for a while.
Well, because Carson fell off, and then I was like, no, not Vinny, no, Vinny.
Speaking of falling off, though, okay, I don't like Smash Bros, but there's another reason. I was pretty big in the Smash community. Like I would follow everyone. Because I got introduced to the Smash community by watching Alpharad. He didn't fall off. Just to make it clear, he did not fall off. He's still great.
Just
I don't
his
watch
music fell.
I don't watch.
I'm sorry. That's
Crazy.
unnecessary. I don't know.
That's
anything about
crazy.
his
That's
music.
wild. I don't like it. I'm not the biggest of his music. He doesn't make it. His style. It's not my thing. I don't think it's bad, but it's not my thing.
He's a better musical artist than me. I have no room to talk.
Yeah. So like Alpharad, I got introduced into that, and I kind of got into like the gimmick space because of that, because of Alpharad. And again, I'm not blaming Alpharad. I'm just saying this is how I got into the community. Again, Alpharad's great. I don't actually watch his main channel that much because he does a lot of Pokemon.
Alpharad, you got me into Smash Bros.
So true. I don't watch his main channel that much, only because he plays a lot of Pokemon recently, and I hate Pokemon, so I don't really want to watch anything related to that. But Alpharad, but his second channel, Alpharad, I think it's gold now, but it used to be Plus and Deluxe. That channel is amazing, and I keep up with that every day. But but anyways, I was pretty deep into Smash community, and I got introduced to a lot of these Smash people just from like watching. And I remember a pretty big person I liked besides Hungrybox is my favorite, but I think I was a pretty big fan of Zero, and then all the Zero stuff came out, and I was like, wow. And then a
Who
bunch
was
of others.
Zero?
Huh?
Which one did Zero main? Was he the Ganondorf main?
No.
No, I'm thinking of Nero. Never mind.
Nairo.
Nairo, that's right, Nairo.
Nairo. Yeah, no, he. I don't. So it's like this Zero stuff came out. I was very annoyed, and then Technicals. By the way, goated YouTuber. He started making a lot of videos, kind of like exposing the Smash community.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, fucking god. And then like he kind of made me realize, oh, this community is actually really bad and toxic and just straight up deplorable sometimes. So after all that situation went down with like the Nairo stuff and Zero stuff, I completely dropped out of the Smash community. But there's a lot of people I did like watching that now I'm just like, ugh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I'm just like, I don't want to even be a part of this community anymore, which is literally why I quit playing Smash. And also I was getting a little bit bored of the game, but I just completely quit playing Smash because of that. And even
I'm
like
just bad.
deleted I deleted like my gimmick account and all the people I followed. I was like, if there's some people I'll follow my main, but I was like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna be a part of this community anymore because the community itself fell off really bad, and it's still falling off to this day.
Yeah. When you were playing Smash, who did you main?
Funny, I made Jigglypuff. This is why I liked Hungrybox. I didn't main Jigglypuff because of Hungrybox. I remember picking up Smash 4, playing Jigglypuff, and being like, yeah, I like how she plays. She was the worst character in that game, by the way. I want you to know that. So then I played Smash Ultimate, and I main Jigglypuff, and then I bought Piranha Plant, and then I became a Piranha Plant main, and people were like, oh, you mean the joke character? No, I just like how Piranha Plant plays. It's not that deep. I don't play him because he's like the funny troll character. I just like his kit. I think it's really funny, and I think it's really, it flows naturally to how I like playing the game. Which I mean, I don't really care about competitive vibe in this, but
Right.
back when I did play, I was one of the best of my friend groups, and now I fell off so hard that I can't even like compete anymore. But I also don't care because I don't like the game anymore. But yeah, I made Puff, and then I made Jigglypuff. But I've been thinking about Smash a lot recently. I don't like Smash as like the competitive scene, but I am very, very, and this is because of a podcast called The Yard, which is like Ludwig's podcast. I'm very, very tempted to learn Melee because I like Melee. I think it's a very cool game. I've never played it though, but also I've played like Smash Flash and all like these like Smash like fan stuff where they have Jigglypuff, but it's like her Melee kit, and I've messed around a little bit with like a Melee like Puff, and she's very fun. And I don't love Smash as much, but I feel like if I ever wanted to get back into this game one day, I would definitely do Melee and main Puff.
Huh.
Other than that, Hungrybox is the GOAT, and also MKLeo, the GOAT. They're not weird, and I respect that. But I think we somehow stretched out 30 more minutes. Oh, that was crazy. But I think it was about time we wrap it up for this
Hey
kind of
guys,
introduction.
remember when we said we were gonna have a short episode?
Remember?
Get ready.
See,
It's
this
normal now.
This is what I like when we are like, and then we like go on a side tangent, and then it gets like crazier, and I'm like, oh, I love it when that happens. But
Absolutely.
I hopefully look forward to more. I know not a lot of people watch us now, but one day, you know what I mean? One day.
Yeah.
So eventually, we've had some random show up, and I appreciate that. But eventually, more people will start coming in. I might even start dabbling with making like maybe one day learning how to make like shorts or like clips just to get more views, to get more people to watch it.
Well, for me personally, I don't really care about the views.
Oh,
I actually
same.
kind
No,
of like,
I agree.
I like the idea of just putting in an unnecessary amount of effort just to do it, because it's there and you might as well, because you want to make something you're proud of.
No,
And
I completely.
that's really what I want to aim here, which is why I like the idea of eventually doing like an animatic for our like, and not just like a simple
I
like copy
completely
and
agree
paste.
with you. Yeah.
I'm not thinking of just like a simple copy and paste. I'm thinking of like it's like me, like a Fisher caricature of me and a fisherman caricature of you wading in a river, and then like when I'm talking to you in the podcast, my character in the Animaniac is looking at your character.
Or
Occasionally I'll go and cast a fishing line. Maybe I'll reel in a fish. Like, you know, like things will happen.
No,
but it's specially made
yeah,
for each
cool.
podcast just because why not?
No. I completely agree. I actually don't care about the video. The only reason why I suggested that is because I actually really want to get more into editing. So I might just do it. Not really. I guess, yeah, the views would be nice, but I mainly just want to get practice. I need more practice on editing, and this episode is going to be probably a bitch to do because I'm going to learn how to do chapters, and I also want to learn how to do I do have to censor more a little bit, but although we're very good about not needing to censor that much, but I definitely want to get better at editing, so I might make clips, I might not, but I do have ideas for me getting more practice because I definitely want to get the video that I want to make for my YouTube channels. I still can't make because I just cannot afford the stuff to make it in the way that I want to do it because I need a camera to do it, and that's literally the thing that's holding me back is the camera. I should start script writing. I don't know why I haven't done it, but I definitely should. It's because I've been so busy with a bunch of IRL stuff, so I've never really had time to be like, time or the energy to be like, damn, I should write a script. But I definitely want to get more practice before I eventually start making videos, so I might just fuck around with stuff and edit though. But yeah, no, I agree with you. I want to put, I mean, I don't think this podcast, it may seem a little dog shit from how it is, but behind the scenes, we bust our ass off. Especially especially upload day for me is stressful because I spend like 2 hours just like making sure everything's right. The description, and here's the thing I love, completely unnecessary on how we do it, but I love how we do it.
Oh yeah, just the links of various things
Oh,
that we
yeah.
mentioned that are you're we might want to just put the OSHA
Oh shit.
the OSHA
We'll
government
figure it out.
guidelines in
Yeah,
the
we
video description.
on our private Discord, we have an entire, well, we should, I don't know if I made it yet, but no, yeah, we do. We have an entire channel dedicated just for making the description easier to make. So yeah, we definitely put a lot of effort, unnecessary effort, and honestly, it's just because it's fun. So yeah, I definitely want to keep it that way.
I definitely think that, like, with us recording kind of like at the beginning of the week, it gives us multiple days for us to be able to go through
And edit, and then also go through, because I don't really go through it that much when editing. That's kind of been your job, unofficially. Especially in our first video, you went through a lot of the video and been like, and then we both were like, yeah, we should cut that out.
right.
Yeah, you've been kind of a savior. Also, okay, I want to make this disclaimer because I made this in the last video that didn't get uploaded, but I decided, officially speaking, that we should start using Creative Commons licensing for our thumbnails because I've been using random photos, but I'm like, wait a minute, photographers have lives and jobs. I shouldn't be taking random images off Google, even if it is for a goofy-ass thumbnail. So now I'm officially sourcing all of our thumbnails from Creative Commons images of lakes and docs. So public domain is very cool. Please support the public domain so we can have more photos to use. But I went on a whole tangent about the public domain and also how I'm taking the my philosophy with the thumbnail design and how I wanted to make sure I didn't infringe on too much. Because obviously you're gonna, especially if you're making a shitpost kind of thumbnail type beat, you're gonna use some things that aren't yours. But I want to try to like reduce that as much as possible. And even one day, I wanna, if I ever learn how to draw, I'm gonna start drawing my own thumbnails one day.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. But we put a lot of unnecessary effort, and honestly, I kind of want to keep it that way. I like it a lot. Speaking of that, we reached an hour and 40 minutes. We turned this into a normal episode. That's crazy.
With some cuts, it might go down to like an hour 20, but still.
With some cuts, but that's crazy. I didn't think it would get this far. But yeah, hopefully we keep at this. This has been very fun. But you want to do the outro?
Hey guys, it's me, Ant-Man, also known as Andreas, because I don't care about internet anonymity. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We talked about people dying at bowling alleys. We talked about movie theaters and how some people get jiggy with it, sometimes by themselves. We talked about, well, we also talked about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Just for a little bit, but he made his appearance known, and it's worth mentioning. If you had any interest in any of this, maybe just consider liking and commenting, telling us maybe what you liked about it, what you like change.
What did you hate about it? Why do you hate us?
Why do you hate me?
Yeah, why do you hate him?
What'd I do?
What did you do?
If you met me in person, you'd know that I'm pretty amicable. I know that's a bit egotistical to say, but it's true. Ask anybody.
If you met me in person, you would probably kick my ass.
If you met me in person, it's because you already did kick my ass.
This is my favorite segment. I wish you could know. I love this.
This is the only part that this is the part where I get creative freedom. So it's kind of I get the reins here.
Yeah, we can go off the script that we totally have for every episode. Because everything
really
is scripted.
Just
nothing is real thing. Yeah, we actually hate each other. We actually aren't friends, and this is purely business.
I put a firecracker up some guy's cat's ass, and he's never forgiven me for that. So
yeah, even though I don't have a cat. I mean, I used to.
Don't put firecrackers up any animals' rectum.
No.
That's a very disgusting thing to do. I don't even know why I said. This is getting out of hand. All right, guys.
3, 2. You ready to do it?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Keep it real.
Yeah.